We're talking about the world travel market this year and about the fact that you've actually been a green campaigner for a very long period of time, like 15 or 16 years now, and have been involved in a lot of seminal changes in sustainable tourism. Um, so, what would you think the highlights were now this year as far as sustainable tourism is concerned?
Well, this year at World Travel Market, I think for the very first time we saw the programme of responsible tourism expand across 3 days of the show. You know, we've been championing environmental issues since 1994. It was quite a struggle in those early years, and you know many people questioned whether we should be doing it at all. But we've maintained the drive on it. It's evolved over the years from Environmental Awareness Day into Responsible Tourism Day, and we got to the point where actually we felt this was such an important issue it had to reach beyond World Travel Market itself, which is why we developed World Responsible Tourism Day. And the focus of our activity happens on Wednesday, which is a dedicated day. But there is so much that surrounds this issue, and there are so many ways in which we can share and champion issues, share people's knowledge and expertise, build that into people's understanding at World Travel Market, that we expanded the programme into Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday. With a conference on Thursday which focused on the business case for responsible tourism, and on Tuesday we were looking at a whole raft of issues, from where will the industry be in 2023 to travel philanthropy, to how do we manage tourism moving forward.
Yeah, and you actually made that what I thought was a very brave speech to the assembled 100 tourism ministers. And it was an impassioned speech, and you know one could see that you really are committed to the environmental and carbon cause of the travel and tourism industry. Apart from that, I know recently that you've been helping the community level of things with tourism concern, for instance, and you said what you felt tourism concern gave to the industry. Tell me.
I think tourism concern plays an extremely important role within the travel and tourism industry. It's effectively the travel and tourism industry's watchdog. It's been in existence for 20 years. There's a knowledge and expertise in that team that have helped the travel and tourism industry really revisit how it approaches its work within destinations. It's an expertise that makes us question what we do, and how we go about doing it. And I personally believe it has a very important role to play.
And you also started the Just a Drop campaign, which has had a tremendous effect, hasn't it?
Well, I just felt when we were in running World Travel Market, we were pulling the industry together to do business. I've always felt that the industry had a responsibility to protect the very product it was seeking to promote. That was the fundamentals from which our responsible tourism agenda evolved. And in doing so, there was an opportunity for us to encourage the industry to give back as well. And that's when we came up with the idea, or I developed the idea of Just a Drop, because I wanted something that was global, that reached communities wherever they were in the world. It had to touch people. Sorry, I'm just repeating myself.
Yeah.
I wanted something that was that reached people wherever they were in the world. I wanted it to be apolitical, because we work in an apolitical industry. And I also wanted it to be environmentally sound, and that's when I came across the issues surrounding water and the fact that more children die under the age of 5 from water pollution than anything else in the world. And yet it's not a difficult problem to resolve. It doesn't take a lot of money, and that's why we called the charity Just a Drop, because the principle was if everybody gave a little, then collectively we could make a huge difference.
So what do you see for the future now? The future of the tourism industry and the future of the world travel market? What are the optimistic? What's the optimistic view of the future, Fiona?
Well, with regards to the future, I mean, I tend to be an optimist. I I think some of the challenges that we face is how are we as an industry going to manage the growth of our industry and ensure that our industry is sustainable at all levels, social, economic and environmental. I think we all play a huge responsibility in that. I don't think anybody is exempt. I don't think any individual or any company is exempt from that. But what I do see as encouraging is the fact that there is a much greater understanding and awareness and appreciation that we do have to change. And that's being reflected in the younger generations as well, from how they're being educated through their schooling, through the curriculum, what they see their parents doing, how they see business now running, what they see in the media. And so I've got faith that there is a momentum that's building that really can't be ignored any longer, and we ignore it at our peril.
Absolutely. Thank you very much indeed.